Okay, so let's look at the progress so far. We just have the ship with one ability, which is the shield. We have this animation at the start. Then you select between three random effects, but we only have the shield effect now, so that's why all of these are the shield effect. But this protects you for a number of projectiles, and if you get it in the next level you upgrade it, so you block more projectiles. Let's see. Well, you can just shoot it. So what I plan for today is we'll do some AI for these the enemy ships. Yeah. Some AI for those, and we'll add an ability, a new ability, a projectile that will circle around the player. Okay. So we have this animation here, but it's not working. We have some errors here. That's not normal behavior. Yeah, that's not normal. What was that? That was not normal behavior. Let me see that one more. Does that have a rigid body? I don't think so. No. Okay, so why does this? Okay, that was very weird. I don't know what what the issue was there. Okay. Okay, let's start with the projectile around the player. But for that, let me go to ChatGPT because I don't know how to do that. Search that. Yes, yeah, this one. So first of all, we need the projectile that will circle around the player. So let's create that first. Make a sprite. Let's call it circle around projectile. Want to place this on a higher layer than the ship. Now let's add our sprites. Sprite for this. We have a bunch of options. I don't know, this one is okay. This one, okay, so this one. Okay, let's disable the canvas 1 sec so we can see it in the scene. It's too small. Something like that. Now it's kind of too big. Okay, now we need an animation. We have here 4 sprites for this. Let's make an animator. And now an animator controller. Okay, create animation. So window animation. Just drag and drop the sprites. Let's see. If I can find those, yes. Okay, let's look at that. Too fast. Type 8. So if I say 8 here, that's 2 frames per second. something like that. Okay, now we have that. Let's go to player projectiles, save that here. And now we need a collider on that, and I'm looking at this, and we do not have a script for all projectiles. So I guess we have to do it now. Let's go to scripts, create auto behavior, that script. Let's just call this player. Because for some projectiles we want a specific behavior, but for some we want to have a script for all those. So let's open that. Very simple. We just on collision destroy it. But actually, we should start with now I'm thinking about it, and we cannot have a script for our projectile. We have to make one for this specific projectile, and then we have to connect it to the spawner, because when you get this effect, it's level 1, so that means it's just one projectile that circles around the player, and when you level it, you have multiple projectiles. So we need to create that first, actually. Let's see how I named that. So it is circle around projectile. So from what I can see here in ChatGPT, the way we'll do it is we get a random position on a circle here, and then we add that to our transform position, which will be the player. Then we spawn those projectiles that themselves will have a script that use this transform rotate around to rotate it. So let's compare this to the other projectile first. In this case, we don't have a rigid, but we don't need a rigid body because we rotate it by script, not with the physics system. We want a this explosion prefab, so we want an effect on collision. Move speed, yes, we want, but that will not be move speed; it will be rotate speed. And then, so let's copy everything from here. Just copy and adapt it. So we'll remove the rigid body, we don't need that. Remove the start function. Here we'll change that from move speed to rotate speed. On collision with the enemy, we deal damage and destroy the projectile. But before we continue, we need the object that will spawn these projectiles, because we have to connect it to this script. So that way, when this projectile is destroyed, we remove one from the projectile count in that spawner. Let's see, a second. Okay. So let's make an empty object here. We'll call this circle around spawner. Okay. This will have the effect script. This will just be this will just have the level of the skip effect. So now we need a script for that. So let's create one. Split circle around spawner. And please, if you have questions, stop me at any point. Okay, so now let's attach the script to this spawner. Open that script. For this, we need the prefab of the projectile. So we say public game object projectile prefab. We also want the public integer projectiles number, or let's say number projectile. And then we want actually let's compare it to the other effect, which is the shield. I do not see the shield here. I want to compare that to this, not this one, the other one. Let's see. Yes, we do need the effect script. So here we'll say public or private effect script. This will just have the level. So let's say also public int max projectile, so that's the maximum number possible. And then by default this is 0. So there are no projectiles by default. And this maximum will be equal to the effect script that level. No? And then in the update we want to spawn those projectiles with a cooldown. So for that we need a private float spawn counter, let's say, and then spawn limit. So in here we say if that counter is smaller than the limit, then we count time in that spawn counter variable. So we say that is equal plus equal time delta time. So delta time means time difference between frames. And then we say else. So that means we reach the limit. And in that case, we want to do two things. One is, well, actually we want to do this only if we need to spawn projectile. So that means number projectile is smaller than the maximum number of projectiles possible. So only in that case we don't want to do this. Okay, so else, so that means if it's time to spawn, we say, well, first of all we reset the spawn counter, make it 0. Then we spawn our projectile and add 1 to the number of projectiles. So number of projectiles plus plus instantiate spawn the projectile. But now we have to look at the ChatGPT code. Let's copy this. So radius, we have to decide a radius. Make it here public float radius. yes, you see, the thing is, we also want that, actually, never mind, never mind. It is good like this. We don't want to rotate it. So let's delete this line here. Keep this. Projectile prefab at spawn position. But now we want this to be children of this object, the circle around spawner. So it moves with the player. So in this line here, when we spawn it, let's make it also a child of this object. So let's say transform parent equal transform. So this object, the spawner. Now, if this was this had another sprite like this one, for example, or this one. In that case, we would have to rotate it also, change the rotation. But with this one that we have, we don't need to do that, I think. So now we want to connect these two scripts, the projectile to the spawn. But first of all, let's save this object here. So let's say game object equal. So first let's spawn it. Then let's make it children of this. And then let's connect it to the projectile script. So here we'll say public circle around spawner script. And then here when we spawn it, we say projectile.get component, so we get the script. And then we say dot spawner script is equal to this. So now we can say here when we collide with something, which can either be an enemy or a edge collider. So those are the limits of the view. So here we can say spawner script number projectiles minus. So -1, that's what that means. Let's do that here as well. Now we need to create a new Y element to be able to select this skill. So first let's save this effect, but before that we need a couple of things. We need to place the prefab here. The projectile. Then we need to find the radius. I don't know. Let's see. I think around 2, something like 1.52. Let's say 1.5 for now. Save that here. Okay. Now let's make the UI for that. We just place this, actually not here. Let's open it. Duplicate it. Open it. Change out to circle. Change the name. Let's also say here auto size, so the size of the text is automatically set to fit inside the rectangle here. Now let's do two things. Let's color this. Let's make this green and the other one purple, like the effect, color of the effect. Now we have to go here and wait a second. Yes, we have to set the effect index, but let me see how that works because I forgot. Effect UI here. Yeah, so from what I can see, those are in the game manager, so we don't have to do anything. We just have to give it an index. So that in this case it is 1. Now we have to add that effect to our game manager in the scene. Let's go here. Yes, here, effects, and add that here. Now we have to wait. Sorry, that's the UI. That's the UI. So the UI here, and then the effect there. And let's try and see if it works. But I forgot a very important thing. The projectile needs to rotate around the player. So here we have to do it in the update. So let's say avoid update. Copy that from ChatGPT. Use the transform rotate around to do this. Yes. Okay. Oh, just this. Now we need a position to rotate this around, which is the spawner. So we'll just say spawner script dot transform dot position vector default orbit speed. We name this rotate speed. So let's say rotate speed. Now let's set that speed in the prefab of the projectile. So in here, and we're missing a couple of things here. Let's say here player damage. Let's add a collider on this. So in this case, we'll actually we need a circle collider. But I don't understand what. Okay, I don't, I need to select that a little bit. Something like that. Now this is a trigger, I think. Yes, it's a trigger, so that means no physics enabled on this. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Let's enable the canvas. Now at the moment, those 3 effects that you get at the beginning are random. But we have to change that script at some point so that we don't repeat two skills. So let's see if it works. We're getting an error. Let's see where that is. So we get it in the circle around spawner. Yes, I made a mistake here. The mistake is we don't have the effect script. We have to say effect script equal get component effect and if you guys have questions, please anytime stop me. Okay, let's try that one more time. And after this, we'll make some very basic AI for the first enemy in the scene. Okay, now we got unlucky with this. We need to change this. We have to change the logic first for the effect UIs. But first of all, we need to have three effects, a minimum of three. Okay, one more time. Yeah, that's not good. We need to change that. Okay, so let's change the logic for that. Where is it? Game manager. Okay, and let's look at that here. Yes. Yes. So first of all, we need to decide how many of these effect UIs we're spawning here. But we have an issue because we have less than three at the moment. We just have two effects. So let's say here integer number effect, and then we'll say if the length of our effects array. So if this is the length of this is smaller than 3, then we say number effects is equal to the length of that. Okay. Else we say it's equal to 3. Now we need to create a list here. Let's say list. Let's say integer. We'll say effect indexes equal new list. Integer. We want to make a list of the effects, but we do not want to repeat the same effect twice. So that's why we do this. Now we'll generate we'll say while this list count, so the length of this is smaller than the number of effects. We want to create a random index between 0 and the length of that of the how many effects we have. So the effects UI array. So let's do that. Let's see here integer random index equal random dot range from 0 to the length of that. So the length of our effects array. Okay, and now we want to check if this is not already in the list. Well, let's say this is not correct. Let's say bool here. Let's say index exists here. Say by default. It's false. Sorry, it's not very simple. Yeah, this is not simple. Sorry about this. Yes, okay. So let's just say declare this here and then say while um did you message me with oh so in okay. We need to give it an initial value, but what do we give it? Let's say -1. And here we'll say while uh, random index okay, sorry, this is complicated. uh, okay, so let's say so the idea is we need to create a list of effects that are not the same. But how do we do that? Uh, I don't know. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT this, so we do not waste time. Let's see how ChatGPT does it. Let's see. Can do it manually. Let's see. We create that list. We did that. So let's see. Random index. Oh, yes, but what happens? if this is here, it is what if this is false here and it does contain, what we do then? Let's see option 3. Uh, let's look at the option 2 here one more time. Oh, that's actually very nice. That's actually very nice. I like that. Let's use this. So we create a random index from 0 to the length of our array of effects. Then we say if our list, so effect indexes, does not contain that, we add it. And this should work. This should work. Now we have an issue. It says random is ambiguous. So I have to specify here, I think unity, not random. Okay. So now we have that list. It's time to spawn that. So for integer from 0 to the length of our list now. So we say effect indexes dot count. We spawn those, but not randomly, not random. So we remove this line, and here we say effect indexes I here. Okay. That this should work now. Let's see. And excuse me, guys, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So let's look at that one more time here. How do we select the random effects here? So we create a random index and we check if that exists in that list. And if it doesn't, then we add it. And if not, we just repeat this until our list of random effects reaches the correct length. Let's see that in action now. Okay, yep, it does work. But you see, these are not at equal distance. So we'll have to fix that. But first, let's see that effect in action. We have another error. Let's see where that is. It's in the spawner. Yes, our projectile does not have the script. You have to add it. So let's say circle around projectile. Give it some damage and some rotation speed. And also we need an explosion prefab. So that's for collision. Let's see if we can find something in here. Let's see. Okay. Have some options. 1 second, I'm trying to find one that looks nice. This one is decent. Okay, let's split this one. So first thing we need to do here is go here in filter mode, set it to point. So what this is basically means we're able to see each pixel. Because if it's bilinear or trilinear, that combines the pixels to make it look smoother. But now we have to split it. So let's open the editor. By cell size, we'll split it. It seems to be 64. I'm 64. Now press save. And we need to create that effect. So here we'll make a 2D sprite. Put it on a bigger layer than the projectile. So let's say 10. Let's change that name to circle around projectile explosion. Now we need to add the just one sprite. We can see it. An animator. Let's create the animator control. So that means circle around projectile. Can add that to our object. Now we can create animation. So window animation, circle around projectile explosion. I wrote that incorrectly, but whatever. We'll keep it like this. Doesn't matter. So let's go to the effects. Add all the sprites. See how that looks first in the scene. A bit too fast, stay 20. Yeah, that looks nice. Keep that. But now at the end of this, we want to destroy this. So let's compare it to another projectile. So the player projectile, for example. It also has an animation. But at the end of that, oh wait, not this one. The effects. I don't know where I put the here. This for example. Yes, you see at the end we have to destroy that. So what we'll do is we'll add a script with a function that can destroy that. So we have this script here, and now we can go in the animation at the last frame of the animation, place an event, and then that function that destroys it. So we after playing the animation, we destroy this. We don't keep it in the scene. Now we have to save this and add it to our projectile. So in here, in explosion prefab, let's search for that. For the projectile, the explosion. Let's go back to our prefab of the projectile. We have the script attached. Now this should work now. Yes, but it rotates very slowly, from what I can tell. Yep, we have to change that. Okay, it rotates a bit here. Let's try 10 times faster. And also on that UI here in the canvas effect selection panel, we have a horizontal layout group, but we have a child forced expand. We have to disable those. So now when we play the scene, we should see those at equal distance to from each other. Yeah, you see now they're at equal distance, but we should have some space between. We'll have to play with that. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that now. Let's do that now. So let's enable disable the loading panel, enable the effect selection panel, and let's add two prefabs here as children of that. Oh wait, I forgot. Okay, and let's change the padding and the spacing. Something like that. See how that looks. Yep, that's good. Keep it like that. Save that. Delete those. Disable the effect panel and the loading screen enable. And let's test one more time. And unfortunately, we'll have to stop for today. After this. Okay, let's see. Yep, works pretty well. Let's see if it collides with this. Yep. That's good, but you see it spawns immediately after that. Reason is we set that limit incorrectly in the spawner. So let's go to the spawner and change that. So this here, the actually it is inside the script and it's private. I made it private incorrectly. Let's say serialize it. That means make it visible in the inspector. I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 seconds. You guys have questions or anything you want to tell me? So here we set it to 5 seconds. Now we have a limit. Okay, thank you guys very much, but I have to go now. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Okay, let me see what you're saying. Yeah, I hope it wasn't too boring. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.